Hello, today we are going to be doing one of my cross doilies. This is the smallest one. It is included in my pattern collection 5 of my make it your own patterns. This one also includes my small heart pattern, which I hope to do soon. In this cross pattern we will need 299 of the gray, which will be the background color, and 211 of the black, which will be the design color. For this piece I'm going to make the design color dark yellow, which is number 28 of the faceted beads, and I'm going to use for the background the dark blue, which is number 20 of the faceted beads. I have here 6 feet of fishing line, and we will begin here. When I do my crosses and larger pieces, even some of the circles, I like to start in the center and work my way up. Here I have already crossed off some because I had started it, but we are going to start over and I'll cross them off again as we go. But I recommend that you start in the center and do half the pattern and then add the other half. I find that to be the easiest way to create most of the doily patterns. So we will start right here. Our background color goes on first. That will be there. And then we'll do a design and a background. And then we'll repeat that. And we will cross with a background color. And that is our first circle. Now we repeat, putting on a design background. Now if you haven't done any of my doilies before, I recommend that you look up my beginner's beaded doily tutorial, which is available also on YouTube, and that'll be a good way. It's more detailed and you can learn how to do the doilies, and then you can come back and join us in making this cross pattern. Also, I do not include any background noise or music, so if you want to turn on some nice music for yourself to bead with, please feel free. And then follow along. Now if you aren't sure about what side things are on, just make sure to match this as it is your first row to your piece, and then bring your string up, and this way you know that you are adding your beads to the correct string. Alright, now we're caught up to where I had started before, and we'll continue. Now most of my patterns, if you choose to purchase any, are printable. They're downloads that you print, so you are able to cross it off without worrying about it being your only copy. Just keep a copy on your computer, safe, and then you can print it when you're going to use it. Just print the pattern page. You won't need any more than that. The rest of it you don't need to waste any ink on. And that way you can cross off your pattern as you go, and you don't have to worry about ruining your pattern. I actually crossed the wrong color. Needed a background color on that one. There we go. All right. And on a pattern like this one that's black and white, you will find that sometimes if you choose to use the lighter color for the dark area and the dark color for the lighter area, as I'm doing, that occasionally you'll do like I did here and use the wrong color. So always be sure to check to make sure that you have the colors in the correct place. And pretty much all of your doilies will start out pretty similar, or you just go straight up the middle. So you'll do this same thing, and then they'll change depending on the shape. Now, when you come to your last circle on your row, you need to decide whether your next row is going to be shorter or whether it's going to be longer. In this case, it is shorter, so we want to actually cross here. So you want to take the string that is on this side, so make sure your piece is correct, then take the string coming out to the right, and you will add the first 4 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you will cross the 5th bead. And that puts you in position to start the next row. Now, as this one is shorter, it also includes this bead here in your next circle. So you want to thread through that one. And then you can cross this one off. And then of your 2 strings, you want the one coming out towards the end of your row. And you're going to add 1, 2, 3, the first 3 beads. And then you're going to cross the 4th bead. And you've started a new row. Now, I always keep my finished part to the right, and then you go through your 2 connecting beads, and bring your string up, and you add your next circle, which you will add to the left and cross. And there you have your second circle. Then you go through your connecting beads, bring your string up, and continue. Now, when you see you have 2 circles or several circles that have the same coloration, you can go 1, 2, and you know that you add those colors for 2 circles. And then you cross them off. Now we have two that have the same, so 1, 2. Now we have 1, 2, 3, so it's 1, 2, 3 with all the same color. Now again we have 3 that are the same, but this one here is the last one, so we're not going to count it, we're just going to do 2. Okay. Now our next row is longer, so we want to end with this bead right here. So we're going to add a bead to each string and then cross. And that's where our string should be coming out. Now we're going to be adding these 4 here and then crossing with this one. So again, we want the string coming out towards the shortest side of our row, or the end of our row. We'll add the first 4 beads. And we will cross with the 5th one. And that lines us up to start our new row. We'll go through our connecting beads. That is our first circle. Now we have 1, 2, 3 that are all the same color. Now we have 1, 2, using all the same color. Now with this next circle, I'm going to tie off. So what you do with that is you will add all 3 beads to the same string. Then you will make your knot. How I do that is I go a regular knot, and then the second time I go over twice. Now do not pull it tight yet, just bring it down. Then the bead that you normally cross, you'll go through it with your string, and you'll slip your knot inside of it, and then you'll pull tight. And there you have your knot. Now what I do is I thread back through for 2 cross beads. Now if you have beads that you cannot hide the knot inside, then I recommend that you skip tying a knot and that you just thread back through. Now if you do that, you want to go back more than 2. You want to go probably like 9 cross beads. And if you need to, make a turn and come up the other side. Sometimes I just include that even if I don't need to, because it helps to secure the string more tightly. But usually if you just go back 9 cross beads, I have not yet had any pieces come undone. And there we've gone back 2 cross beads, and we clip off our excess. And in the next video we will finish off this row and we'll start one of the arms.